Hello. It's been a while. I hope everyone's enjoying summer. It's about 90 something degrees here. It's a little warm, but pretty lovely. And we've been going to the beach. And as some of you know who are returning viewers, I just got back from Hawaii with my family, which was so restful and such a lovely experience to be in nature. Everywhere you looked, it was beautiful, it was serene, it was everything. All the elements of nature were just happening, and there was a little bit of rain, some wind, there was a hurricane. There was actually like a state of emergency called on the big island. Fortunately, that's not where we were, but we did get some of the residual, stuff. We were in Oahu on the North Shore, and it was just everything I could have hoped for. We traveled with my sisters and my mom, which was also incredible. Yeah, so very relaxing. I can't remember a time when I was living sort of moment to moment, which is really what was happening when we were there. So Hawaii is special, it's beautiful. This is the third island that we've been to, and I think it's my favorite of all three so far. So anyway, yeah. But it's great to be home. Missed my dogs. And yeah, kind of missed hanging out with the knitters. In fact, when I was on my trip, I did bring knitting, and I knit on the plane quite a bit. I guess I'll start with that, my airplane knitting. My airplane knitting was going to be the James Watts Holes t-shirt, which I showed the beginnings of on my last video. But as I kept making it, I kept thinking to myself, am I ever gonna wear this? And the answer was kind of no. So I stopped, and what I decided to bring was a really old whip that was like deep in my closet, which I shouldn't say too loudly because actually it is for my husband. And this has been kind of on the needles for about a year. I'm sorry to say. I am not good at knitting these like giant sweaters for others. But I will show the yarn because it's absolutely stunning. This is a Noro, like beautiful. It looks, I think it's wool from New Zealand. And it comes in these huge balls. It is New Zealand wool, I believe. This wool is blah, blah, blah. Unique from a farm in New Zealand. Anyway, it's very pretty. It's very like, has a very like, it's like a single ply, I think it's a single ply. Anyway, it's very soft, very woolly, and they have only like 3 colors, I think, and this color is just gorgeous. So, and I am making this sweater for him, which is sort of a unisex pattern. I believe it's by Ozetta, yes, and it's called 1031 sweater. And I'll just show you what it kind of looks like here. Is that even gonna show? Yeah, so it's like a very kind of neutral, unisex, oversized sweater, which is kind of what he wanted. And I've never constructed a sweater this way, so this has also been really cool. Anyway, so I knit on this for him on the plane, and I had like not very much And now I have this much. So this is, I believe, you start with the back and shoulders, and you're picking up along one edge and working this way to kind of increase on the shoulder, and the pickup gives you kind of a nice nice kind of hem looking thing, seam. And this is really nice to work on, but it's very warm. And I brought my wooden needles, my Like needles, because I was a little worried about traveling on the airplane with metal needles. So I'm making that, and that was cool. And mostly it was hot and it was really humid, so I wasn't doing a ton of knitting because of that reason. But look what I made. Okay, look at that. Okay, this is like a little stack of candy, but I just have to show. Hello. So these, oh, not you. These were all made in Hawaii. And as you can see, they are super tropical. This one I put on my Instagram. This was my first one. Super tropical. And I used an advent from Sweet Nesting. I think it was from 2021 that I really haven't known what to do with until this trip. So what I did was I decided to just pile them all into all these. I made tons of little balls, and I'll show you what they look like, but I have to just show you the rest of these incredibly adorable. Okay, this is, I think, my favorite. It's like, it's super, super precious. Oh my God. Okay, so those were all my little candy grannies. And what I did was and I'm so glad I had the forethought to do this, because I've been crocheting a ton this summer because, you know, yeah, just don't want all the like heat from the wool. So I've been crocheting, and basically what I did was I just took all the tiny skeins and I made tiny little balls. So here are just some examples. They're pretty sweet. Like, here's some more. And then this guy. So I just popped them all into a bag. These are Bagoo, by the way. Not my favorite, but actually for this kind of project, it was great. Anyway, there's tons of like textured balls of yarn, and I just didn't really know how I was gonna handle them, but I took them all to Hawaii in this bag. I think this is more of like their dog kit. It's such a cute material though, but it's okay. So packed them all in, and then I was able to just crochet wherever, and I didn't have to commit to like a whole piece. So I'm really glad that I had that thought beforehand. So did a lot of crochet, and those pieces are all probably gonna stay together. I am working on a crochet blanket, which I'm not gonna show now because it's really sort of in its beginning stages. I'm using all Nutiden, and it's just gonna be absolutely stunning. I did make a few more. Did I make more? I'm not sure if I made any more of the Nutiden grannies, but you've seen that already, so yeah. Oh, I'm wearing, excuse my revelatory, but anyway, this is oh my God, this is a Jessie Maed design. This is the bralette. It's a little bralette that she designed that is actually fits really nicely and is so beautiful. Maybe, can I just wear this on screen? No. Anyway, it's knit in the softest wool from Qing Fiber. It's one of their singles, and in the colorway Tarantula, which, I mean, it's the coolest thing. And it barely used half a skein, so I still have another. I could easily knit another one of these, or maybe a little pair. I don't know if I could get shorts. No, probably not. Anyway, so that is what I'm wearing. By the way, all the information that you'll see here today, I will be sure to post in the description box below. And if you enjoy the content and want to support my channel, I would be so grateful for you to subscribe, like the videos. That would be awesome. Okay, moving on. So when I came home, I had a bunch of like finished things that were not blocked or ready to kind of wear. So I'm going to show you everything that I totally blocked out, and this has been really exciting. Okay, so the first thing is this. Wait, I don't think you can, yeah, here, that's better. This is the Ghost Ranch tee, heavily modified because I didn't have enough, yarn, which is really sad. But this is absolutely like super stunning yarn. And actually it looks truer back here, so I'll just hold it up back here. But this is a very fast pattern. It's got a massive light, it's super light, it's got a big gauge. I think it's a 10 needle or a 10 and a half. I used a skein of the Ritual Dyes Suri, and this was a special colorway. I don't believe they have that anymore. It was part of a kit. And the name of it is Blue Spruce, which is quite a perfect name. So I blocked this and I wore it. I actually got a chance to wear it. Okay. I also blocked something that I finished a couple of years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, during the half and half wrap bonanza that Caddy Jacks inspired. I totally jumped on that train and got linen quill, and I think I got it in these wonderful like juicy colors. This is a lavender linen quill, and this is a like buttercup. I can't, maybe it's like dandelion, no, daffodil. It's a color like that. So this is my first half and half, but I had never blocked it. So it was kind of like a chunky, chubby thing that kind of barely, I mean, it just kind of, I did the small size, which don't make that mistake because it's pointless. I'm gonna make another one, and I'm definitely doing the large size, but I did block this to see if I could get a little more material in it. In fact, I did. So yes, so here it is. It's so cute. I mean, I'm pretty in love with this. And now that I've blocked it, oh my God, the fabric is incredible, like incredible. I can't really wrap this around me too much because it's freaking hot. Anyway, blocking is magic, you know, it really is. And linen quill, if you have yet to work with it, is a dream. I've made I've put this in 2 sweaters, and again, I bought another, enough yarn for another half and half wrap, more kind of neutral palette. Okay, another thing I finished and blocked, which is pretty amazing because this shawl is massive. Okay, this is another Purl Soho pattern, like the half and half triangle wrap, but this is called diamond block wrap. And that is because the end shape is like more of a diamond shape. So it's got a smaller triangle on top that kind of fits over your other triangle, but very similar idea. This one is huge, and I've worn this. I wore this out to dinner the other night. Oh my gosh. So this is like birch, silver birch. This is made with the Purl Soho broom yarn, which is, I think it's a silk mohair, but it's really soft next to the skin. It doesn't bother me at all, and I'm actually not 100% sure of the content, so I'll list that below. I started this, I mean, way before the half and half triangle wrap, and this just took forever. I think it's taken 2 years, but I finally finished it and I blocked it. I'm so happy, and I'm gonna wear the hell out of it this fall. It's so pretty. It's perfect for summer too. I have to say, it's so light. You can see, like, look at that. It's just so light and so thin. And this color is like ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So sweet. I love it so much. So those were my immediate blocks. I came home and immediately blocked those things. I also have, so I had been sharing with you all about the 9 p.m. tank for my daughter, who is leaving to go abroad. She just graduated from high school and she's going to be studying abroad. So I started the 9 p.m. tank, which my gauge, for some reason, I was using a size 1.5 Chiagu needle. That was like actually really painful. Apparently I tap the tips of those needles often, and I just was not enjoying it. So what I decided to do, because she is leaving fairly soon, I decided to make, this is also the other bagu that came in the set. What's great about bagu is that they come in these trios, and really the fabrics are so cute. So I decided to make this secret crop. Jessie Maed, another Jessie Maed design, summer secret crop. And this is made with Madeline Tosh. This I found in my stash. This is very old. This is Madeline Tosh Moon Glow Pashmina, which I think is a sport weight. Yes, it's a sport weight. And it is just a totally gorgeous colorway. It's really blown out, the colors, so I think I should just keep it back here. But it's kind of silvery, bluish. And this is, look how tiny that is. I mean, my daughter is tiny, but not that tiny. But what's amazing about this fabric is like, boop. Yeah, super stretchy. I think this is definitely a superwash, right? I really hope so. I'm not sure. It says it's very squishy, so I have to believe that it is. It's 75% merino, 15% silk, 10% cashmere. Oh my God. I mean, this is quite heavenly yarn, pashmina. If you haven't used it, not to mention their colorways, just mind-blowing. I had such a thing for Madeline Tosh when I first had kids, and oh my gosh, loved it. Anyway, this is the fabric, and I'm using a size 5 needle. I didn't really gauge swatch actually. I just kind of went for it. So this is really cute, and I'm right now just shaping the front. You kind of split for the sleeves, and then you start with the tank in the front. And I know this looks like it's gonna fit like a little, like my dog, one of my dogs, but it's truly gonna fit my daughter. So I'm working hard on that. I also cast on something for me. So I mentioned that the Look at My Holes, which is so cute, and maybe I should make it in black. I just wasn't vibing. So instead, in our drive, I have a shared Google Drive with two of my dear friends, and I saw this, and this is called, let me see if I can, this is called the Dip Dye Tee. Oh. It's super cute. I don't even know if this is like making a difference, but essentially it's kind of a perfect stash diver t-shirt. And that's exactly what I did. So I paired this skein, which is a local dyer, okay? Local Southern California dyer. Hello. So stoked. Olive Fiber Arts. This is her label. And this is a superwash merino and might have a little nylon. And this is the color, because the color is like, I wish I had bought like everything she had, but I was trying to be good. So it's really beautiful. And then I also had this skein of Lola Bean Yarn Company fingering weight wool. Everybody probably knows who this is. This is my first and only order that I've ever made there, although I love their yarn and I completely think their colorways are amazing. But this is I had two of these skeins, and I think I bought this for a fundraiser. So they were doing, this is a special colorway, I believe, that is named after their little dog named Sunny Ray. So this is the base is called Bean Sprout, 80/20 merino nylon, Sunny Ray, and it has 400 yards. So like super generous skein there. And it's very soft and it's knitting up beautifully. So here are the two together. And then here's my shirt. This knits from the bottom up. Bottom up. Maybe I should show it like this. Yeah. And the colors look really nice together. I wish everything wasn't as blown out. All the colors are really blown out right now. I don't know, I think it's kind of hazy. Anyway, but it's so soft and it's knitting up really quickly, so that's fun. I also joined a cow. The designer, well, let me back up. So when Amy Palco and Rebecca Clow of Crea Knits, those are both knitfluencers, designers. They're both here on YouTube and amazing, and I'm sure I'm just preaching to the choir here, but in the event that you haven't heard of either one of them, both of them are just lovely, and I always glean so much information from them. So they did last year, beginning of the year, they did a cowl, and it was the Let's Lento cowl. And the Lento sweater design, and it was also designed by this Jonna Hieta. Anyway, it's a beautiful, simple, large gauge raglan sweater, and it was a pleasure to knit with, and I was able to knit from stash. I love knitting in cals because there's so much camaraderie online, and I love seeing what other people are making. So I just think it's wonderful. So the same designer is now hosting, and she is, I believe, one of the founders of Lina magazine. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Anyway, she designed another sweater, also similar to the Lento, cozy, kind of sweatshirty, kind of very yummy sweater. It's called Seela. And she decided to host a cal, a Seela cal. So it's S-E-E-L-A, and this is kind of what the sweater looks like. It's really like cozy and sweatshirty, and I decided to use the yarn that she uses, which is this Sandnesgarn Borstet Alpaca, which I've never used before. That's it. And again, another very large gauge project. And it's pretty much flying off my needles. So let me just try and show you what it looks like. Maybe I should hold it back here. Yeah, so this is kind of what I've got finished. It's incredibly soft, and I imagine it's just gonna get softer. I have completed, it says to do about 7.5 inches, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that much because this is such a wide, although it'll probably shorten once I pick up for sleeves. Yeah, so I just have to kind of be mindful of, I wonder if I should pick up sleeves before I even finish the bottom. Because the sleeves currently are so wide, it's making the fabric really droopy. And so I might not be getting an accurate read actually on the length. So see, talking to you is really helping because I get to talk it out. Anyway, this color, it's really pretty. It's called Marsala is the colorway. There are a few shops that carry the Sandnesgarn line. There's one in New York called Mother Knitter, and I believe the Wool Company from Chicago, they also have it. Anyway, I'm loving this, loving. Don't need it right now, but it's gonna be ready in the fall. What else? Oh yeah, so here's a whip you've all seen, still fully whipping, in the whip category. This is the shawl I'm making, the Stephen West design, and I need to bring it up because I'm not totally sure what it's called anymore. Oh no. Rain or Shine. Okay, I love that. Rain or Shine shawl. And I have a little bit more than I had before, but it's knitting up really beautifully, and I am really happy with the colors. And these are all very, very inexpensive, new to me yarns. And I just can't say enough about all of them. They are, one is, shoot, now of course I forget the name of these yarns. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'll put it in below, but I think they're drops. Drops, that is what they are. Drops, either kid silk haze. One is Rowan cashmere haze that was discontinued. And I got very inexpensively. So those are my colors. I really wanted to do a neutral Stephen West. If you have been following me, you know that I made what I thought was neutral shawl, and it's quite a statement piece. So I'm still kind of plugging along there. It's woolly, it's warm, this wool, so not maybe running to it. And then lastly, it's not a whip, but I think I showed this on my last video or one other video, but this is my swatch for Pressed Flowers Shawl. And this is 2 colorways of Nutiden, and one is Trada, which is this absolutely the most gorgeous dark brown. Why don't you want to focus? Oh, gorgeous dark brown, and it's gonna be paired with one of my favorite colorways called Moro. M-O-R-O-T. And this colorway is named after carrots, which I can totally see the carrots. So these two are going to be paired together for the shawl. This swatch is done in 2 strands of each, which I think is too thick for this climate. I just need to get real with this Nutiden situation, because I cannot use it double. I just can't. Like, it doesn't work for my climate, but I love it so much. And it's always a little bit tricky. Some of the plates and fiber combinations are fine to use single, and some are a little bit more fragile. And that can make for a kind of annoying. So what I decided was, I'm gonna pair. I found this. This is Isager. It's a pure wool, and it's a lace weight wool. And I thought, I'm gonna hold 1 strand of that with 1 strand of that. I think it's gonna be great. And the Mohair. So this, I felt like, was a total score. I have never seen 100% wool in a lace weight. This is not treated, it's not superwash. This is like full-on wool. So that's a solution that's come, and this is something I really want to knit in the fall. And then I'm just gonna kind of talk about one other thing I've been doing, which you all, I sort of have talked about a little bit and shown some examples of, you know, the spinning. This is spinning. I was super inspired during Tour de Fleece and watching all these people, just like a lot of drop spindle people doing stuff. So this is the drop spindle of kind of my dreams. It's a Bosworth spindle, and it's got this really beautiful, I dropped it, that's why the hook looks wonky. This is, compared to my learning spindle, this has amazing balance. It was a little pricey, but I feel like I'm gonna have it forever, and it really made a huge difference. And I didn't bring them in here with me, but I'm really enjoying spinning with this. But I find the drop spinning actually really difficult to kind of do, you know, as a beginner. Like, the drafting is so hard. I think that was the hardest part. The drafting while balancing, while keeping the spindle spinning, it was a lot. So anyway, I bought this like super adorable thing, which is an electric spinner. For those of you who aren't into spinning, I've never spun before. This is probably the least expensive electric spinner you can buy. It is called, it's made by a company called Dreaming Robots, and they're on the internet. This one's called the Electric Eel Wheel Nano 2. And it came with everything you needed. It's taken me a little bit of time to get it going, but what I will say is now I fully understand drafting. Fully understand drafting. So I'm still a little fiddly on this, but I felt like, you know, it was hard for me to kind of get what I wanted and learn what I wanted to learn on the drop spindle. So this I felt was really an efficient way of learning how the drafting process, really understanding the material, the fiber, and what I was spinning with was the yarn that I got in my first spinning kit from Coats and Company. And they have, I believe I got this on Etsy. And this is a beautifully soft Corriedale wool. So it comes like in this huge quantity, 4 ounces. And it's incredibly soft. It's really soft. And it's excellent for learning. Really excellent for learning. So if you have an interest in spinning, it's a whole nother level of sort of understanding the material that we're all using. And if you are interested in that or could be curious about that, the drop spindle is a great place to start. And I think this, for not that much money, like, okay, maybe you don't get to buy a pair of shoes this quarter. I think it was about $150. It comes with, like, I don't know, a bunch of bobbins, extra tension cables. It's very simple. It comes with these measuring guides to kind of give you an idea of what size wool you're spinning, which, to be honest, I have not consistently spun anything. But this is a bobbin. This is my first bobbin, and it kind of looks terrible, but from my view, oh my God. Anyway, it doesn't look very good on the camera, but I swear to you, this is all spun, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, this has been really fun and frustrating, but also really fun. And I am dedicating, you know, a portion of my day to spinning and just figuring it out. The twist is now my whole thing. And actually, with my spun yarn, I did make a granny square, which is a little kooky, but like also super precious. So that is what I'm doing. This is me, what I'm doing right now. And anyway, I'm just so glad I got this recorded, because I've been wanting to all week, and the house is just so busy because everyone's home and getting ready for school, which unbelievably starts next week. Come here. Do you want to meet my dog? I don't know if you can see my dog. Come here. Do you want to say hello? All right, my sweet dog. Oh, there he is. This is Juno. Hello. This is my super sweet dog, not the bad dog. This is my sweet boy. Anyway, Thank you so much for joining. I hope everyone's having a really good summer and getting some time for yourself and finding that space where you really are in the moment. It's so hard to do that. I think when we're in nature, we have a much better chance of really slowing down and breathing deeply and, you know, just kind of settling our minds down. I find that to be extremely helpful for my, you know, my peace of mind. And there's usually so many balls in the air, so it's kind of nice just to like let them all fall on the ground in a quiet place. Nature is amazing. Nature reminds us, like, I feel hopeful in nature. In the city, around a lot of humans, I don't know, not so much. But I do feel so hopeful in nature, in the kind of regenerative energy and power, and really how small we are. And we're just here for a minute. So, yeah, it's nice to get that perspective once in a while. Anyway, I really truly hope everyone's well, and I'll see you in a bit. I'll see you on the next. Okay, take care, everybody.